Welcome to This Week in Warframe, a series where I keep you updated on the past week of Warframe, from announcements made by DE that don't necessarily warrant their own videos to community fan art, posts, and updates. Without further ado, let's go over these announcements and news from the 11th of March to the 17th. Starting it off, we had Devstream 108 last Friday. Now, there wasn't a lot to show off compared to previous Devstreams, but there was still information to cover. So they showed off their own concept for the Endless Kuva mission. So what will be happening will be survival missions that play on the Kuva fortress, and basically you'll kill certain enemies that will pop up around the map, and you can then use whatever they drop. You can use this capsule to convert the life support tower into a Kuva fortress tower. Now, once this happens, you'll have to defend this tower, and once you defend it for the period of time that it shows, you'll receive some Kuva. Now, in my opinion, this is a pretty good idea, but of course they do have to increase the solo player spawns because they have been completely fucked for a while due to how tile sets work or whatever the issue is. You just have to stay in specific rooms for enemies to spawn that you can actually kill to sustain your time in a survival mission. But that is my takeaway from it. Now, the 50 Kuva that's showing on the screen, that is only a placeholder and will change before release. Now, besides the Kuva Fortress, they showed off Zephyr Prime, the Tiberon Prime, and the Kronen Prime in-game. You can see what they look like on your screen. Of course, they do use lens flares and a shit ton of glare in their streams, so it's kind of hard to make out depending on the quality of the video. Now, on top of Zephyr Prime's look, she's also running with the Tennocon 2018 armor set, which you can still pick up once the tickets go live on April 1st, so if you want to get this armor set, make sure you do that before Tennocon arrives. They also showed off some more Corpus Spider interactions in-game. They showed off the big yellow spider, which will turn invisible, and you'll have to deal a large amount of damage to this spider in order for it to actually become visible again. They also showed off the little spiders and how they'll interact, and basically they'll be like rattles that just roll up to you and damage you. They also gave us an update on the Dark Sectors, which they showed off previously. They are no longer Dark Sectors, it's now called Void Onslaught. Now that is of course placeholder, they did state that in the stream, but it is now basically an endless tower mode. You kill enemies throughout this time, you will have to kill specific enemies in order to unlock the next section of the tower, and once you do that, you'll move on, and you just go through the tower for the 20 minutes that you have available to you. The further you get, the higher you get on the leaderboard, and it's pretty straightforward. We've talked about it previously. Now, they didn't discuss what rewards will be coming with this new game mode, but there will be rewards, and hopefully they're good ones because, as others have said, if they're not good or if they aren't interesting, no one will actually play the game mode, besides the few people that enjoy it. And before I forget, they also showed off this concept art for how the towers look in their imagination, and it kind of reminds me of the Dishonored Outsider sequences that you had in that game. They talked a bit about Khora, just stating that once again she's still being worked on, and there's nothing more to note in that regard. Same thing goes for the Sacrifice quest and everything else. They're still working on it, and we'll see it when we see it. Now, they also showed off a new upcoming Uranus defense tile set, and it looks like what you're seeing on the screen. Pretty large and pretty open. Now, they also talked about the new particle system that they'll be implementing in the game's future, which I have talked about previously in this series. Basically, any player with a NVIDIA or Radeon GPU, or of course on consoles, will be able to use this new particle effect system, where it's a lot more refined because NVIDIA is closing doors for support on PhysX. And there wasn't anything else for Devstream 108. During the week, we also had update 22.16, which if you didn't see, I made a video yesterday covering all of it. It's pretty long, and the main focus of it is, of course, dojos. We have a complete remaster on how you can decorate your dojo. It is now using a free camera system, and you have the ability to snap to specific angles and place it wherever you want in your dojo, from being on the ground, on the walls, to up in the sky, or in the middle of the air. Depending on what your preference is and what you want to do, you'll be able to do it. So it's streamlined and a lot better than the prior version. Now, besides the changes with how the camera and decorating works, we also got some new decorations. We have Corpus Grineer and some Tenno particle effects in there as well. So if you want to use them, they're there, and some of them are pretty cheap. You can also donate your orbiter decorations to the dojo. Once you do so, they will be locked to the dojo, and you won't be able to refund them back into your orbiter. So choose whatever you want to donate wisely. Now, besides the dojo changes, once again, I made a full video covering this update yesterday. So if you want to know everything that happened, make sure to read the forum post or watch the video itself. On top of update 22.16, we got hotfix 22.16.1 and .2. Each of these gave us fixes and a few little changes that isn't worth talking about. Now for console players on both PS4 and Xbox One, you guys now have update 22.15.1. This once again keeps you updated with PC, with you guys now receiving 2 more Tennogen rounds, so you have all these items available to you. If you want to know once again what the specifics are, you can check it out in the description, go to the forum post, read it there, and you'll find out what you want to know, because I am not a console player. Now besides the Tennogen items, you also got Octavia's Maestra collection, the Ceramica collection, and the Advanced Captura tools, as well as all the arcane changes and their additions and buffs with the rewards from Eidolon. So once again, read through everything there and you'll get up to date on what changed in your game. They also announced the cosplay competition for Tennocon 2018. The prize will be 10,000 Canadian dollars. So if you're going to Tennocon and you want to enter into the cosplay contest, make sure you read the rules and see what you want to do. Work on your costume, and hopefully we see you in the cosplay competition once Tennocon comes around. Moving on once again, it is Warframe's 5th year anniversary. So if you log into the game before March 28th at 2 PM Eastern Time, you can get a free Excalibur skin called Excalibur or Dex Excalibur skin, and you can also complete a couple of alerts where you'll get the Dex Nachali Syandana, the Dex Furis, the Dex Dakra, and the Dex Sybaris. And also, if you want to support Warframe even more, you can get some limited time merch available on the Warframe merch store with a 5th year anniversary cap and a 5th year anniversary t-shirt. Once again, as I said in the individual video, the postage, depending on where you live, is extremely costly, so decide what you want to do. Now, on the 20th of March, Zephyr Prime will be coming into the game. She will be coming with the Tiberon Prime, the Kronen Prime, and her glyphs, as well as the Prime accessories for her rotation, which are the Commodore Prime suit, the Tybor Prime armor, which is for your Kavat, and the Tybor Prime Gene Masking Kit, which is once again some changes for your Kavat. So if you're keen for that, it should be out by the time this video is up. If not, then whatever. Now, because this is happening, Vauban Prime, the Akstilletto Prime, and the Fragor Prime will be entering the Prime Vault, so you won't be able to farm for their relics anymore, but you can still farm for the items if you have the relics in your inventory, or if you trade with other players for said items. Moving on, once again, we have Tennogen Round 12, just a little update on that. It has concluded, the deadline has been set, and it has been passed, so they're going through each of the items in the round, and we should see some of these items, whatever they choose, sometime in April. Moving on to tweets, we had Steve coming out and just tweeting what the landscape looks like for Venus, the open world Venus tileset that they're currently working on. Looks like what you're seeing on screen. It is a rather low quality photo because that's the way he tweeted it. So if you care about that, that's what it looks like. And the only community highlight that I'll have today is the Warframe documentary by NoClip. Now, it has been hyped up a little bit. They've talked about it previously throughout the past couple of weeks, and the first part of it is currently live on the NoClip YouTube channel. You can watch it there. It goes for 28 minutes. It will cover the history of DE as well as Warframe itself, with part 2 probably going a bit more into it. At the moment, I haven't watched it fully, but I am interested in comparing what I currently know about DE and their history with their actual history. If you're interested in that and you care about Warframe, make sure you listen to it, watch it, and have a good viewing session. Anyway, that is it for this week in Warframe. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like. If you think I can improve upon the series in any way, or you just want to leave your opinions on anything that I talked about, you can of course do so with a comment down below. If you missed out on last week's episode, you can check it out by clicking the annotation on the screen. It'll take you right there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.